Andrew Berry talked about what he has seen from Kevin Stefanski as head coach of the Browns.
We talk a lot with employees across the organization of hiring people with a growth mindset, people that are continuous learners. And I think you see that in, not even just great coaches, but, probably high achievers across industries. Like, if you even think about, like Andy Reid might be my favorite. Here's someone when he was a 40-something-year-old first-time head coach in Philly, and you look at how he's evolved as a coach or leader, an offensive mind, to where he is in Kansas City. He never stayed stagnant, and we see those same characteristics in Kevin. And I would suggest that probably everybody in this room has seen him grow and evolve as a leader and coach over these past 4 years. How he led and managed the year this year, where I don't know how he wouldn't win Coach of the Year this year versus his first year were different. And I think the second part of it is, like, I always say, like, Kevin is like, he's the best of us. Like on a just a human level, he like truly is the best of us. And I think that authenticity really, really allows him to be an exceptional leader for our organization.
Fred, Andrew Berry mentioned Coach of the Year. If Kevin Stefanski wins his second Coach of the Year award, he'll only be the 13th head coach to win that award multiple times. They've been giving it away since 1957. So it's pretty elite company when you think about that.
Yeah, in watching him since he's been here, at times he's frustrating, on a day-to-day basis, but I get his job and little information, and that's him. But I think that steady at the steering wheel, really, he seems to be his best in adversity. That first year was a COVID year. They went to the playoffs. You wondered how they were doing this when you get to a Friday and then announce, okay, these 6 starters are out because they have COVID, and they had a good year. This year, you had all the injuries and so forth, and I just think in adversity, the players look in the eye of the coach, and he's like, all right, what's next up? And when you have success, that breeds success, and the players then bought in and believe. By the end of the year, Dave, there's no question, when you talked to a lot of the players, you felt like you were talking to Stefanski. They were saying, well, we just got to go 1-0 this week, and it was the same cliches that he says. And so you kind of knew they were buying in because they talked like their coach. And I know fans can get frustrated with play calling and different things, but I think he really has grown with managing games and decision making. And, and like I said, there's so much adversity in the NFL on a week-to-week. He's just that calm eye in the storm, that, and that's one of the things I felt like Joe Flacco brought. He was kind of like a mini Stefanski not mini, 6'6", but on the field, he was kind of like having Stefanski in the huddle because he had that calm demeanor, and these young guys talked about looking at him, go, man, this is the guy who won the MVP in the Super Bowl, so if he says everything's good, we're good. So I just think Stefanski has got the players to buy in. It wasn't too long ago that there was a lot of dysfunction, or chemistry when Baker was here and Odell was here, and even last year we talked about the locker room not being on the same page. And they went to Greenbrier. Whatever they did, it was a different team this year. The players, they brought in veterans. Andrew Berry did. And I just think that it was a good chemistry, the leadership all the way around. And I think now there's a culture, going back to what I said, why I thought it was important to make the playoffs, because now they believe that this is the pattern and the blueprint to repeat and go back to the playoffs, even though every year is a new year in itself.